Afrika ni bara zuri sana, lenye nchi mbalimbali, mioyo mashariki, magharibi kote, kaskazini na kusini kote, wanyama mbalimbali wa kupendeza, milima na mabonde ya kuvutia. Oh, weleho Afrika,
We are here in Bulawayo, which is the second largest city in Zimbabwe. We have the World Travel and Tourism Africa Fair. What it means is it's a showcase for us and for Zimbabweans to show the wealth of the world what we have in terms of our tourist attraction. We used to call it Travel Expo. We have now changed it into Sanganai, where the world meets Africa. And we believe it is important for us, for all buyers, for all international travel writers, journalists, whoever have interest in Zimbabwe, to come and see what Zimbabwe has to offer. So in a nutshell, it is a tourism fair, like any other tourism fair you can think of, World Tourism Market, ITB, and etc., etc. So it is our own opportunity to show to the rest of the world what we have as a country.
Now, you have been quoted as saying that this event is very important for the Zimbabwe calendar. Can you expand a little bit on that?
It is important because it is an annual event, which is one of the biggest events for the tourism industry, for the hospitality industry, for our visitors, and for us to share the platform with visitors and, as I say earlier, on the travel writers, and that's why it's very important. We believe we can promote peace and understanding through tourism, and I think tourism is one of those economic areas as well, which will assist in any other country in terms of incomes, in terms of employment, in terms of betterment of people's lives.
We're from the United States, from Michigan and New York.
Yeah, and tell me about why did you choose Zimbabwe as a tourist destination?
We went on a 7-day tour, and we always wanted to come to Africa, but the tour wasn't going to Zimbabwe because of some of the difficulties here. The tour had changed its route, and so we went to South Africa and Botswana, and then to Zambia. But our guides on the tour were from Zimbabwe, and so we asked them a lot about the country, and they were very, very nice, and they live here in Vic Falls, and they told us all about it, and they said it's very safe, you should go, the people really like the tourists, they want to have them there. And so they told us enough information that we felt comfortable coming, and we really wanted to come see what it was like. It's very different than across the border, so we're glad we came.
Yeah, so what has been the experience?
It's very different than what I expected. It's different than the other countries in Africa we went to, and like we said, we were told not to come here because it's so unsafe. And well, we were told it was unsafe, and we were told the economic situation not to come here, but then we decided to come here and realized that the people really need help, and we didn't want to come to necessarily, you know, to support what's happening to the people, but to support the local people and give them money and what's needed. And yeah, it's very nice. It's beautiful. It's actually been much more safe than we expected. We went to the market, and everybody was trying to sell us things, and they really wanted our business, but no one was, you know, taking any of our stuff. We didn't have to watch our bags or anything. I mean, it's been very safe. In fact, a lot of people have told us that it's more safe to walk around.
Now, that brings in the issue, you have said something about promoting peace. That brings in the issue of political development in your country, because we need to have a sustainable tourism, investment, and trade. You must have a stable government.
Yes,
there must be some political stability.
Yes.
Now, how is it working in your country, and what are the political developments in your country?
I think recently you've heard that we've been having talks comprising of the two major parties, if not three major parties, and Thabo Mbeki, the former president of South Africa, has been coordinating and mediating these talks, and that is in an attempt to make sure that we create that peaceful environment. We've had 2 or 3 parties that were involved in election, and we are now talking of power sharing government, or inclusive government as we call it. And the talks have progressed very well, and we are hopeful and believe that sooner or later we will achieve that set goal.
Now, you are also quoted for having said that this event will give you an opportunity to tell the rest of the world that Zimbabwe can turn potholes into fish ponds.
Yes.
How successful do you think that has been?
I think for a number of years now we've been at it, and we believe people are beginning to understand what Zimbabwe is all about, its challenges and also its ambitions, its aspirations as a people. And we've all had a few problems here and then, and we've also asked the world to understand us, and that is why we speak of turning those potholes into fish ponds. And we believe we are learning a great deal from our experiences. We can only learn from these experiences for a better nation to be created. And I think we've done what we can. We've been open with what we have. We've had discussions with various people, various countries, and that has helped us to become more solid as a nation in the quest of what we want to be in the next few years.
What have been the highlights of your trip?
Here in Zimbabwe or everywhere? Victoria Falls.
Yeah, Victoria Falls.
Absolutely beautiful. Even though it's the dry season, it's really, really beautiful. And you can actually see a lot. I wonder if in the wet season it's so much mist, you might not be able to see as much of the landscape as we got to see. Mm-hmm. And we went whitewater rafting yesterday. Oh, it was really scary, but really fun. And the guides were really, really well trained, and I was impressed. She's been rafting in the States a lot, but these rapids were much bigger than she had ever experienced.
Yeah, I've been rafting a bunch of times in the States, and these rapids are crazy.
Yeah.
It's an experience. We bought the photos and the video to remember it, because it's very different than any rafting I've done, so it's just, it was a great experience.
Honorable Minister, I could call this a personal question, and I personally visited some of the sites in your country, and I'm quite amazed at what you have as a tourist destination. But I don't know how it was before, because it is my first time in your country. Now, what I'm trying to say here is the fact that how was it before, how is it now, and what is your target? What are you targeting here? Let me say, in terms of have the visitors go down, are they going up? I don't know how it was before, but I was amazed at how much is offered when I went to visit your facilities.
I think what has been happening is because Zimbabwe is a landlocked country, what we have always have is wildlife in abundance and natural resources. In terms of visitors, we used to have what we call selective tourism, quality tourism as some would refer to. In other words, we only had a few visitors coming in, visiting those tourist attractions. We have now opened up, and we're saying now, apart from the few countries that used to visit Zimbabwe, let's open it to the rest of the world. Before, we didn't have much of domestic tourism, we didn't have much of regional tourism, we didn't have visitors from our own neighboring countries. It was mostly from Europe, and now we've opened to the Americas, we've opened it also to Asia, Japan, and all the other areas. So we've opened it. And in terms of numbers, we've now moved from probably a number of 200,000 to 2 million over the last 15 years. And we're also opened in terms of airlines. We've increased our routes, and we continue to do so. And that also brings a new phenomenon, that now the facilities that used to accommodate few people must now accommodate a lot more people. It also calls for new arrangements. It also calls for creativity in terms of accommodation, in terms of the travel, in terms of the roads, in terms of the airlinks, in terms of the communications. And this is what we are busy doing. We believe we will be able to increase the numbers. But I want to say we don't want to increase the numbers to a point where they become detrimental to the environment. Our land is sensitive. Our tourist attractions are sensitive to any ecological damage that will happen. As you know, wildlife is sensitive to too many human traffic, and therefore we want to maintain what we have by keeping the numbers down and making sure that people will see in future that we've sustained and utilized our natural resources for future generations. That is why we combine environment and tourism. There has to be a balance. We have to make sure that our environment is not damaged in our quest to increase the numbers and population of tourists.
Alhamdulillah, and what has been experienced here?
Now we arrived in Victoria Falls to see the amazing
what has
falls.
been experienced?
Our experience.
Yeah.
This is our first experience here.
Yeah, and how do you grade it?
Now we are what?
How do you?
Oh, it's great. It's amazing. It's.
Would you recommend this place to a friend?
Yes.
Yeah.
As well.
I'm from Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
Yeah.
What brought you to Zimbabwe?
Yes. It's very nice here.
You like it?
Yes, very. There's very nice nature. A lot of animals. It's excellent for us.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from New Zealand.
New Zealand. The Kiwis.
Yes, the Kiwis.
Tell me what's
Amandla.
Yeah. What has been experienced in Zimbabwe?
Well, I've only just arrived today, so I mean, this is something of my dreams to come to see the thunder. What is the smoke that thunders?
Yeah.
The Victoria Falls.
The Victoria Falls.
Holland? Yeah.
Tell me what brought you to Zimbabwe. Are you from Holland? Yes. What brought you to Zimbabwe?
The big falls.
Big Falls. Tell me about Victoria Falls. What have you like?
It's a very beautiful place.
Very beautiful place.
Yes. What do you say?
Would you recommend this place to somebody else?
Yeah, of course.
You don't have this in Holland?
No, we don't have just flat, always flat.
Now that brings you the issue of ecotourism. How good are you at ecotourism?
Ecotourism is a new phenomenon, but in Zimbabwe, I'm happy to say we've been involved in that project. We call it Campfire. Campfire to us means community-based programs. Of the 57 communities that we have, or rural councils, most of them are now involved in
Africa